Today I'm going to show you how I made this sweet Shabby Chic ring bearer's pillow. Welcome to Up All Night DIY. I'm Monica. Thanks for joining me. Today's the third installment of Bridal Fair 2024, the ceremony. So let's get our briefing from Dawn at Shabby Meets Bling.
Hi Monica. My bride's been busy. She's been out thrifting and she came across a ring bearer pillow. It is not quite what she wants, but she's hoping that you will transform it for her. So it, along with some other goodies, is in a box headed to you. We cannot wait to see the new and Shabby Chic improved pillow.
So I received a box of materials from the bride, including this heart-shaped ring bearer's pillow. She asked that I remove the lace and add the vintage lace that she sent me. I removed the embellishment and I began to remove the lace, but as I did that, the pillow began to fall apart. It was a hot mess, let me tell you. Anyway, after clearing it with the bride, I scrapped the whole thing and started from scratch. So what I did is cut some muslin this size and I traced a heart onto it. I pulled out my sewing machine, and what I'm going to do is follow the outline of the heart with a simple straight stitch. I'll give it a few back stitches to lock the stitches in place, and away we go. My needle is right on top of the outline. And I'm going to leave an opening large enough for me to stuff the pillow and to turn it right side out. Now that it's all stitched, I'll cut out my shape, leaving about a 1/2 inch seam allowance around it. Now I'm going to clip around the seam allowance, making little relief cuts, not quite up to the stitches. This will make it easier to get a nice shape when I turn it right side out. To turn it right side out, I'm just going to push the fabric through the hole and then pull once I get the majority of it through that hole. Well, you see what I mean. I'll fill my pillow with cotton stuffing. I want it to be firm, but not overstuffed. You feel me? I start by stuffing the round parts of the heart first, and I do use a dowel to kind of get it packed in there. Now I'm going to pin the opening closed, and I'm going to give it a quick few stitches, to seal it shut. A few stitches, and we're good to go. I have some of this lovely lace trim that was included in the goodie box that the bride sent me, and I'm going to be using this to trim the pillow. I'll hand sew it with a good old-fashioned needle and thread. I could have glued it, but I want to make sure that it's exactly where I want it to go. If I make a mistake, I can always remove a stitch. If I glue it, I'd have no recourse if I screw it up. So, we're doing it this way. Right, so I'm just going to continue until she's completely trimmed out. For a little more embellishment, I'll trim the edge of the lace with pearls. Again, I'm using a needle and thread for the same reason. I have more control than I would with glue. And it looks nicer. And now I'm just going every couple pearls with the stitch. I'm not going around every single pearl. And there we go. Finish it up. How pretty. Now let's add the handle. I'll stitch this lace trim across the back so that the wee ring bearer can slip his hand up under it. This time, I'll both sew it and I'll glue it. The glue is for a wee bit extra support, and I'm using 3-in-1 glue. I'll make sure that this part is really well stitched so it's nice and secure, and then I'll glue down the ends. See? A nice wee handle there. Now let's add a pretty bow. To make the bow, I have a strip of muslin. I starched it to give it some body. I'll make a loop and another, and then the next 2 loops will be slightly longer than the first, and then another 2 slightly longer than the last. So I have a total of 3 loops on each side. I'll fold the bow in half to find the middle and twist the chenille stem around the center. I want to get that nice and tight and secure. I'll fluff it a wee bit, and then I'm going to cut off the excess, which I'm going to use for the tails. I'm going to lay my bow across the tail piece, and I'm going to twist the chenille stem around it. Once I get it secured, I'll cut the tails to size. I want the tails to have a tasseled effect, so I'm going to give the tails a few snips. I'll give each tail 2 snips, and I'm going to grab those pieces and rip them right up to the bow. See? Now, ripping them like this does give you some strings, but once we're done, we'll just cut those off. I love this look. Very shabby chic. Don't you think? I'll use some 3-in-1 glue and a dab of hot glue to attach the bow. And I'm going to put that glue the full length of that first layer of the bow. This way it'll lay nice and flat on the heart. I'll add a wee bit of hot glue just for the quick grab, although the 3-in-1 does grab on pretty quickly. And I'm going to run my fingers along that bottom layer just to make sure there's good adhesion. And for the final touch, we'll add this gorgeous bejeweled button to the center. This was also in that box of goodies. Isn't it pretty? Again, I'm using 3-in-1 glue and a dab of hot glue to attach. How pretty. Just the right amount of bling to elevate this pillow from shabby to chic. Now, don't mind these cheapy fake rings, I just wanted to demonstrate. The rings can be placed on the bow loops, like so. Or the rings can be tied to the tails, whatever you prefer. So simple, elegant, and best of all, affordable. Let me know what you think. Please be sure to check out all of the beautiful and affordable bridal elements my talented friends are creating. I've linked a playlist as well as their channels in the description box. You'll find a list of my supplies there too. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Stay creative, my friends. Thanks for hanging with me. See you next time. Up all night with Monica.